Here now for more reaction, Border Security Coalition President and lifelong El Paso resident Irene Armendariz-Jackson. Thank you so much for being with us. Give us a look sort of on the ground as well. How are local communities economically, financially dealing with this if they're also now carrying the economic weight of some of this illegal immigration surge?
Well, thank you so much for having me. And I'm a big advocate for legal immigration and American citizens, which many times have been lost in the translation of all this immigration chaos. And I can tell you without a doubt, starting with my parents, 100% legal immigrants are against what is happening on our border. Just last Monday, the Commissioner's Court approved another $200,000 to go to these NGOs. And these are our tax dollars. The representative from here from El Paso, Veronica Escobar, assured $12 million, not for American citizens, not for the taxpayer, but for illegals. And people here are outraged. El Pasoans have now we've received a letter where it tells us about 2 schools that are going to be used as shelters. And it's really apprehensible everything that is going on, and especially the message from the Biden administration, you know, taking credit for what is happening. What Title VIII is it's immigration law. This is immigration law for decades. My husband, retired Border Patrol agent, he doesn't have too much faith in this administration, and neither do I, and neither do many of the illegal immigrants here in El Paso, Texas. And how do we stop this? We get involved. We get involved. I had phone calls with thousands of people last week, especially, and the last week before that also, and they're on our side, and 9 out of 10 didn't know who their representative was. You know, I laugh at the fact that many of these politicians say, you know, we want to drain the swamp, and I'm looking at them thinking, you are the swamp and you are the problem. So for El Pasoans, we need solutions now.
Irene, I want to ask you, the Biden administration is saying numbers have come down because migrants are getting the message that we're enforcing Title VIII, but the governor of Texas is saying, it's because we've spent $2 billion putting up razor wire and putting National Guard on the border. Which of those two is making a difference, and can either of them last?
Well, I don't think either of them will last, and definitely I commend Governor Abbott for all of the efforts. This is a self-inflicted wound by the administration, and it can be stopped from one day to the next with pragmatic solutions. And the number one solution is enforce the law. And that's what Title VIII is. It is immigration law. The problem is like the reporter that you had right before me, how long is it going to take the cartels to figure out another loophole? You know, I refuse to believe that a Honduran woke up one day and said, I know immigration law in the United States, and I know that if I go to a port of entry and I seek asylum, that they have to let me in. The Democrats have been teaching these people for a number of years what to say, what verbiage to say. If we have issues with immigration law, then let's go back and talk about it and fix it. But by no means does this give anybody the opportunity and the okay for them to usurp our immigration law. You know, I will tell everybody, immigration law is not broken. Washington is broken.
Irene, thank you for that. We really appreciate your perspective down on the border.